likes it, nobody likes it here.
You and your sweet, soothing lies. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So, on the car show commercial,
Yeah.
somebody said, well, I'm an essential worker, blah, blah, blah. And you heard that term all the time during COVID.
Yeah.
I'm an essential worker. This is an essential worker. It always makes me think of that scene in Schindler's List. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where the Nazis stopped the Schindler Jews from going to work in the factory to shovel snow.
Yeah.
And they come up to the one-armed old man. And he goes, he's like, I am an essential worker. I work for Oskar Schindler. And the Nazis are like, a one-armed Jew, twice as useless. And they shoot him. Have you seen Schindler's List?
Yes, but it's just been a very long time.
Yes. So anytime I hear the term essential worker, I always think like,
The one-armed Jew that was shot by the Nazis.
yes. I am an essential worker. I work for Oskar Schindler. I work for Kroger Schindler. Let me pass.
It's only a matter of time until they take us out back and shoot us. There's another history movie apparently coming out, done by Scorsese.
It's about 9 hours long and has Robert De Niro.
No. Well, maybe. Robert De Niro may be in there. I don't remember seeing him.
Scorsese's in his, like, I've got an Oscar, I don't care mode. Like, he just makes 9-hour-long movies that nobody wants to be 9 hours long. I love Martin Scorsese. I love his mafia films. I could not get through that one he did with, was it The Irishman or something like that?
Yeah.
With De Niro and Pesci.
May have been the Irish.
It was like 5 hours long.
Well, the new one is
And it's like De Niro is so old, and they digitally de-age him, but like that can only do so much.
the one that like
Find a new Italian.
the new movie that they're doing actually takes place during I guess the oil rush, where they're killing off Native Americans, where like this one guy married a Native American, and like the guy's uncle is like this oil tycoon and starts trying to kill off these Native Americans. Like into
Where?
I can't remember. Apparently it was based on a true story, and it sounded familiar, the premise was, but I cannot remember. That's like, I can't look it up right now because we're in the middle of recording.
I mean, it sounds like the movie that came out a while ago, There Will Be Blood.
Maybe. No, it's not. Look at.
But that came out like 07.
Yeah. Like the premise is like this. Like they end up getting this guy tricked to marry a Native American woman, so like they can get all the money and profits to come to the white men. Like I saw it in the previews of the Haunting of Venice.
Is DiCaprio in it?
I think so. Yeah, it was Leonardo. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know what movie you're talking about.
Yeah. Apparently, there's like two other another movie coming out. Well, two other movies that apparently they're based on true events. One of them's like a biker, about bikers, and another one's about a rapper or something like that. That's saying, like, I was like, man, there are a lot of
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, what was the story that was?
So the premise: members of the Osage tribe in northeastern Oklahoma are murdered under mysterious circumstances in the 1920s, sparking a major Bureau of Indian Affairs investigation directed by 29-year-old J. Edgar Hoover, who is shockingly not played by DiCaprio since he played him in the movie J. Edgar.
Okay.
And former Texas Ranger Tom White, described by Grant as an old-style lawman.
It looked interesting.
And who's in it? Robert De Niro.
Is he the villain?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, better him to be the villain than to be the main character. You know,
Brendan Fraser's in it. I might have to see this. I mean, the only historical movie that I care about right now
it's
is
Napoleon.
Napoleon. That's it.
The
Viva l'Empereur.
yeah, The other one that I'm kind of interested in doing. Actually, no. Now that I think about it. Now, you remember the Martin Scorsese statue?
What?
So I don't like. You remember the Animaniacs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Good Feathers.
Yeah.
So in the Good Feathers, like the running joke is that the statue that they protect and like fight over
That's Scorsese?
is a Martin Scorsese golden statue that says greatest filmmaker of all time. It's like because I guess Spielberg has said Martin Scorsese is one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. He does pretty good work.
Well, yeah, I love Goodfellas, and I love Casino. That's another one with De Niro and Pesci.
Pesci's still alive, isn't he? Or
Yeah, no, they're both still alive.
Okay.
No, but the one thing I love about
Oh, I forgot to. Before you keep going. Speaking, I'm saying, kind of made me think of something. Guess what we got it back in theaters? I don't know if you saw this, but we got an Expendables 4.
Ugh. I watched the first two and I'm like,
I liked them. I enjoyed them. I'm
It's
tempted
like
to
the
see.
Fast and the Furious of has been. Action stars.
It is.
It's just like they just keep adding more and more. It's like, ugh.
It is. It's like, you know what? Like it reminds me of like the Murder She Wrote, where crap. Who was the? I know her name, but I hate myself. I
Angela
forgot.
Lansbury.
Yes, oh sweet Mrs. Potts. See, the reason she started Murder She Wrote is because, so she could have a bunch of her old friends who don't act a lot anymore, so they could still act and get their
okay.
pension and stuff.
Okay.
So that's what it kind of reminds me
It's
of.
like, you said like, man, the Expendables 4 really reminds me of Angela Lansbury. Like, do tell.
Do tell. Yeah, because just so a lot of these action stars could still keep their pension. Like they gotta act every so often, or else they lose their pension or something like that. It just made me think of that. Same thing that Andy Griffith did.
Oh yeah, with Matlock.
Yeah, with Matlock and
You
all
gotta
that.
you gotta bring in Don Knotts every now and then. Andy.
I told you my name's Matlock, not Andy. But continue as you were saying about Casino and them.
Yeah, no. One thing is I love with Martin Scorsese films, in that period in like the 80s, 90s, is he puts his mom in almost every movie. In Goodfellas, she's Joe Pesci's mom. When they kill Billy Batts and they're going to try to find they go to Joe Pesci's mom's house to try to find something to chop him up with, and she wakes up and she, what are you doing? It's in the middle of the night, and then she makes them spaghetti at 3 a.m. That's Martin Scorsese's mom, and she's also in Casino as a bit character. She's always somebody's mom. But the funny thing is I'll watch behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And his mom gets onto him so much, it's hilarious. Because it's Martin Scorsese in the 90s. He's a grown ass man. He's an older guy. Because his mom's in her 70s or 80s at the time.
And she's whooping on his ass.
Well, there's a bit how one in particular that I love is in Casino. Her character is the mom of this underboss who's he keeps talking in a wired building, and he's the reason everything falls apart. And he messes up the line, and you hear the guy go, Scorsese, well, what was the line again? The Scorsese from behind the scene goes, the line is, fuck this guy, fuck that guy, or whatever. And she goes, Marty! He's like, Ma, it's just a line. He's like, it's just a line, Mom. He has to say, fuck it. And she's like, Marty, what do you do?
I love her. I haven't seen her, but I love her already.
It's great because this little old lady is you're like, hi, Marty, I'm your mother, and you cussing in front of me.
You're breaking my heart.
She's the epitome of this little old Italian lady who just,
that's actually the funny thing is that's one of my favorite That's like one of my all-time favorite things from Family Guy is the Italian like gigs when they do that. Like so.
Like Fat Tony.
Well, no, not
Who you? I'm the proprietor of this delicatessen.
no, not Fat Tony. No, just so there's a scene where Peter like says, "Okay, then teach an Italian mom how to use an iPad." And so like you bring like so Peter tries to do it. It's just like what is it? It's a tablet computer, something to help you in your everyday life. I said, I don't want it. But come on, it does all this nice stuff. I said, I don't want it. And so I bet Joey gave it to you. It's like, you would take it and say, don't you bring him up in here. Always Joey. Perfect Joey and everything else. And then like, it's just like, yeah, it just like, then like basically him and the mom get into it and she's just like, I need to go to the church. I said, oh yeah, go to the church. They'll bring him back. And she's like, well, I guess I have no sons now. She cries, walking off, and just like, Ma, I'm sorry, Ma.
That's like Tony Soprano's mom. It's Sopranos. Like her husband, who was an absolute piece of shit in the show, was the saint. He was the saint. Oh, my Tony was the saint. Like, wait.
I just love the Italian stereotypes of Family Guy. Oh, God. So, in King Kong X Savage, Kong's finally showed up.
How long has it taken?
He doesn't show up until part 3 of the book. So probably like 2/3 of it. Like, and this is like after you find the grandfather and all that stuff. It adds a little bit more to Kong. And just that's the thing. This is why I enjoy reading about Kong. His evolution just keeps adding more to how amazing the movie was.
What do you mean?
So, like, it adds to, like, now, as we know, like, the main thing that kind of adds character, like, to Kong is because he's more human. To, like, he acts a little bit more human, like, with, like, curiosity and stuff like that. He knows how to use tools. Like, he's a mix between man and ape.
He's an ape. He's a gorilla.
He is not.
He is a gorilla.
He is not Grape Ape. He is Rape Ape.
Grape ape. It just sounds like you are mispronouncing rape ape.
That's the joke. Have you seen the Robot Chicken sketch of Grape Ape?
I have not.
There's a point to where like these cops shot and killed Grape Ape, and they're just like saying, "Oh, he's saying his name, Grape Ape. I thought he was saying Rape Ape."
Turns out he wasn't a rapist at all. He was a murderer.
I would love them to redo, like, bring back more Hanna-Barbera cartoons. If I finally saw the trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's.
I don't care for any of that at all. Forever ago you kind of tried to get me into the lore. It sounded kind of interesting.
That's the only thing I do is just listen to the lore and stuff. The lore is fun and to listen to and stuff. But like that's saying, when it comes to the games and all that stuff, I have no interest in playing. I am interested in playing probably the newest one, like the Freddy Fazbear, like the two newest ones. They actually look kind of fun, especially sneaking around and all that stuff, because let's be honest, my genre of gameplay is more espionage and stealth. I love stealth games.
I like trying to be stealthy in games you don't have to be stealthy in. Just to see if you can pull it off.
I do it a lot.